Hey, what's going on, y'all? Just got back from Collecticon recently, and I actually just want to go over the cards that I got from the actual convention. I did not actually have a whole lot of time to go browse around, but I was mainly working at the Caster Society booth on Saturday, and on Sunday, most of the day I actually ended up playing in the tournament. So yeah, most of these cards are from Metazoo, and more importantly, they are from Wilderness, and I know y'all, just the same as me, cannot wait for Wilderness to come out, so I figured I'd spotlight some of the cards that I got. And there actually is another little card game I'm going to show up later in the video, and I'm going to go ahead and open those in another video. It looks very exciting. And yeah, so let's just get into these cards and let's go. These were actually the Metazoo Collecticon promo, so this was the actual main promo for the convention. It has this little egg, and if you notice, there are little trees and leaves in the hollow foil now. In Nightfall, you saw spider webs, you saw skulls, and the whole 9 yards. So it's really cool that they do custom foiling like this. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, so it's just really neat. And the art for this card was done by Afton, so it's just really cool. I didn't actually get my hands on a plushie, unfortunately. Top 8 got them in the tournaments, and I actually bubbled out on Sunday, which was super sad. So I did not end up getting an egg for that, and the lines were way too long, so I just did not want to dedicate that much time to waiting in line. So who knows, if the prices settle down, I might actually end up getting one. I think it's really cool, and the whole rumor is that, you know, it's going to evolve over time into a beastie. Everybody seems to think Cumberland dragons, so that would be really neat. And yeah, let's just go over these other Wilderness cards that I haven't really even had a chance to look at. I haven't really like unpacked or anything yet, so I actually got this one signed by Chris. So this is the Chibi Bigfoot. It says you can only contract this page if there are shoes within eyesight, so I would imagine that shoes are going to be a fourth wall item you can write down moving forward. So the power of this card is Parental Cry. It says search your spellbook for a Bigfoot and place it into your chapter, then shuffle your spellbook. That's pretty cool. So you can go ahead and search Bigfoot off this card. So this seems like a really important card. So like I said, I would imagine seeing shoes on the fourth wall item list. If you play tournaments or play Metazoo competitively, you know that in the sanctioned tournaments there are lists of legal fourth wall items. This one's not from Wilderness, but I went ahead and got this signed from Chris too. This one is special to him because it's close to actually where he lives. This is the Lake Worth monster from the Tops series, so this one's really neat. And this one right here is the Idaho Potato. It says you may only contract this page if you are eating a potato-based snack, so that's perfect for me because I love potato chips. So when this card is flipped and played as a trap, it says destroy target 1 aura cost opposing beastie. Destroyed effects from that beastie do not resolve, so it just basically destroys 1 drop, so it's kind of neat. It says you can have 10 of these in your spellbook. This one is super sick. This one got a lot of attention for obvious reasons. This art is absolutely amazing. Poncho actually absolutely killed it. This card is called Awful. It's a 6 drop. You can only play 1 in your deck, and it actually has a ton of life points, which you haven't seen a lot besides like ground beasties. But when you contract this page, it says you may destroy target beastie. This effect cannot be prevented. If you do, place this beastie into your afterlife. The arena effect of this card is this card is not affected by fear or scare. So this is really cool. So not even distraction would be able to stop this card. So that's really neat. It's kind of expensive, but as a 1 drop, I mean, there's going to be awesome ways for this card to be utilized. And it has a 50 attack, and I want to say, yeah, it has scare. So it's really cool. Scare's a really cool effect that you can loop with a lot of cards. And of course, to follow, we have Hateful Demise. So this is kind of the new Death Beam and Prism Beam, if I'm remembering correctly. So this art is really cool. This card basically says kill any beastie with 2 or more traits. Let's actually just read the card. You cannot put this page into a spellbook that contains dark spells of 3 or higher aura cost. So if you play Zombie Apocalypse or if you play Death Beam, you actually can't play this card in your deck. And it says this page cannot be prevented, so that's pretty cool. Destroy target beastie with at least 2 traits or that has Magic Shield. This spell ignores Magic Shield, so you know, beasties like Loveland Frog go bye-bye and stuff like that. So really cool card. This one's actually a huge favorite of mine. Sebastian actually absolutely killed this card. So this is Rose Robinson. This is one of the first character cards that I've seen besides Sam Sinclair. I think it's the only one, if I'm not mistaken. And this card says, whenever you contract this card, look at the top 2 pages of your spellbook. You may switch the order of these pages. Her power says, research, reveal the top pages of your spellbook. If the revealed page is a beastie, place that page into your chapter. So obviously you can do some really cool loops with this. You can go ahead and rearrange the top 2 cards of your deck, and one of them being a beastie. Then you can activate her effect because she comes in with fleet, and you can go ahead and add that beastie to your hand, which is really neat. And, you know, above all else, this artwork is just absolutely amazing. Like I said, Sebastian absolutely killed this card. So, man, I'm just really excited for all the artwork moving forward. I don't really need to explain these very much. These were for playing the tournament. So, like I said, I bubbled out of top 8 on Sunday, which was a bummer. So it happens. It's kind of like luck of the draw sometimes, literally. So I was not able to play in top 8, but I ended up playing Frost on Sunday, which was really cool. It was like the randomly generated Terras and I think the 4th wall effects and all that stuff. It's too long to list all of them, but it was a lot of fun. And this one is definitely a huge favorite of mine. Absolutely. So Isaac's one of my favorite artists. I just feel like all the artists are so solid, but there's definitely a few that I always keep my eye on. So this card is basically like a water panther. It's the Mishi Pishu, if I pronounced that correctly. You can play it as a trap. It has first strike, which is really neat. It says, whenever you contract this card, bookmark pages until you have at least 4 pages in your chapter. For each page you bookmarked with this effect, deal 10 damage to target beastie. You may select a different target each time. This card is absolutely nuts. So this can literally be like the last card in your hand, and you can go ahead and bookmark until you have 4. I'm sure there's just going to be so many degenerate things that you can do with this, and the fact that you can play this as a trap as well is really awesome. So you can deal damage on your opponent's turn, which is super cool. Man, I feel like I just keep pulling fan favorites. Shout out to Arthur. He's the one that actually gave me this card. And I guess I failed to explain. So the Wilderness stamp came from all the spoiler packs. And I believe, where's the Collecticons? So these say Collecticon, and those came from the Collecticon packs. They're different packs. One come obviously with Wilderness stamps, and the other come with Collecticon. So Arthur knew that I really liked this card. He randomly got a few of these packs and just handed me one. He's just that kind of guy. So shout out to Arthur. So whenever you contract this card, you deal 25 damage to target opposing caster. Inflict that caster and their beasties with burn for 2 turns. So this basically just kills all Gumbaroos on the field for just even playing this card. The powers Incinerate, and it does a 3 stack of burn for 50. If the primary defender, this comment already has burn indicator, increase the primary defender. Oh wow. So if you don't play Metazoo, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is going over your head, but you should absolutely play it. You should absolutely go to castersociety.com, check out our database. Our events are always really awesome. And let's move on to this guy right here. So this is another water page. So not every card in the packs came full holo. You actually got a lot of non-holos as well. So I'm pretty sure this is Flash, and it's a trap as well. And this says, when you put this in the arena, this beastie has first strike. If you contract another trap this turn, this beastie's attack deal 20 plus damage if you contracted a spell this turn. Oh wait, what? That was kind of confusing. Oh, okay. It gets first strike if you contracted a trap this turn. That makes more sense. And plus 20 if you did a spell. So let's see. Sebastian did this card. And yeah, Chris Campman did this one too. I forgot to say that just a second ago. So like I said, the artwork is looking incredible. Shout out to Bats. I know he's super into the cosmics. So we have the lizard people right here. And this card is awesome. This is also a searcher, which is just something that helps speed the game up. And whenever you contract this card, it says search your spellbook for a beastie alien and place it into your chapter. So literally, how many can you play of these? 6. That's pretty good for a 2-drop. So this card just searches any alien beastie that you'd like, and how you know that is up at the top. It says beastie alien. So if it says beastie alien, go ahead and add it to your hand. I actually happen to think this art is really, really dope. So Chris Campman did this one. And who did the lizard people? Oh, Poncho. Not a surprise there. He does a lot of the artwork. So it's really cool. Actually, this card seems really interesting to me because I'm pretty sure you can play it at any time. So it says you may only contract this page during combat. Target beastie gains plus 30 life points until the end of this combat. Or target beastie's attack deal plus 30 damage to other beasties. So okay, so you can either play this on your turn or your opponent. So if you played Yu-Gi-Oh, it's kind of like Alistair the Invoker. You can go ahead and send this from your hand to the cemetery to go ahead and act the effects. And we are moving on to a spirit card. I don't think we've gone over spirit cards yet, or some of the new ones. Sebastian did this. If this card is destroyed, you place this beastie into the afterlife. I know that sounds weird, but a lot of the spirit cards have lots of loops with the afterlife, which is dope. And it's a spirit card, and it's actually a spirit, which is neat. And the attack is simple enough. It just says Spirit March, 30 damage. If this attack destroyed a beastie, place that beastie into the afterlife. Cool. Rubberado, I'm actually really excited to see this because a lot of people know this card as a sample card. So it's cool to see this actually printed in the set now. JoJo Seams did this card. And it says, so the power of this card says bounce back, place target beastie into its own chapter, owner's chapter. Place this beastie on top of your spell book. And then it says you must laugh or this beastie is destroyed when you use the attack. Place this beastie into your chapter after this attack resolves. So this card is really cool. Not as strong as Gumbaroo. It is a beastie fearsome critter, but it itself does not get tribal boost. Oh, this card is so sick. Man, like I said, I haven't really had a lot of time to like unpack anything, so I'm really seeing these cards like truly for the first time right now, so that's why I'm kind of taking a while. So this video is definitely meant just to spotlight some of the cards from Wilderness and just really try to soak them all in right now. So this card is Seafood Barbecue. Look at the art on this. Bruins, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, absolutely murdered this. I just love it. The holofoil looks insane. Just everything about this card looks really, really dope. So this says destroy target beastie fish, crab, or octopus. So this is the crab killer, and of course the actual octopus right there. So they go bye-bye. And it is kind of expensive. It's a 4-drop, 3 flame, 1 neutral. And you can play 5 in your spellbook, which is interesting. But there are a lot of cards in Wilderness that seem to be nerfing water, because water's been running rampant in the meta. And it looks like just a little pet token card right here is really cute. Who did this? Pepper to Luca. I love this. This is really cool. So let's go ahead and move on to some more cards from Nightfall. They're not all holos. I actually have some from the packs. I have these separated because Bats left these with me. So this is the Scorching Rod Sigil right here. So this says in the arena, I'm going to guess these are Terras. If mountain or ground is active, you may inflict paralyze on target beastie at the end of your turn. If cactus is active, I think that's desert perhaps. Target beastie is dealt 25 damage and inflicted with paralyze at the end of your turn. If ground and desert are active, you may choose the coin flip or the die roll from one or the other. This card is really cool. Man, I'm telling you, the holofoil, man. Absolutely dope. Absolutely dope. Cosmic Aura. Sorry, are these all going to be cosmic cards? Because I know Bats is just huge cosmic fan. But this is the new Cosmic Aura. I have some of the other auras too that I'll be showing. So this is the Collecticon Lizard People. The one that I just showed you was the Wilderness spoiler, so you already know this one searches. And of course, Bats pulled this out of a booster pack on Sunday. They handed out a couple to the players, so he was absolutely ecstatic to pull this. This is definitely like the main pull, if not top 2 pulls from Wilderness that you'd be hoping to get. So this actually has a really cool win condition too. So this Beastie Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, the first Beastie Sasquatch you contract each turn costs 1 less aura to contract. If you control at least 8 other awakened non-token Beastie Sasquatches, you win the game. So this card's dope. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans with it. Be prepared to see the Sasquatch army come get it. And he actually got both of these signed by Jet and Afton, which is really cool. I think this is actually the first Metazoo card to have 2 illustrators on 1 card, as far as I know. So that's really cool. This card is just absolutely adorable. Explosive Rabbit. And what does this card do? It's a fire beastie. This beastie does plus 10 damage on its attacks if it is the month of July. Ooh, it's coming up. Destroyed. If this beastie was destroyed when it was not your turn, target beastie artifact or caster is dealt 10 damage and inflicted with burn. That's pretty cool. And this beastie comes in with fleet. It only has 5 life points. That's really interesting. So I would imagine that you're going to use this beastie on your opponent's turn to go ahead and block and go ahead and inflict them with some burn. So that is another fearsome critter killer right there. We have the Hornet Token right there, another jet card. I think he just got lucky and pulled a lot of jet cards, and that's cool because that's one of his favorite artists, so that's really neat. We have Germinate. I think, yeah, this is from the Wilderness set. I was like, it's not Chibi Growth. I got it mixed up for a second. But it says bookmark 1 card. The next page you contract this turn costs 1 less aura to a minimum of 1 if that page was a beastie with a forest bonus. Wow, that's pretty cool. You can play 3. Oh, it's only a 1 cost too. That's pretty neat. Nice. That's really cool. Who did the art on this? Chet again. Duh. The signature's right there. I'm not even paying attention. And it's a first sign. So it was really cool. I believe Lily and Jet, this was their first convention, so they were doing a lot of first signed on their cards. The other artists were too, but they were just so excited, and it was really awesome to see because I know this was probably the first time they saw their work in trading card form, so they're just really, really excited. And something new in Wilderness is Terras now have special arena effects, which is the first time that's happened in Metazoo. So we have Cosmic Rain, Meteor Shower. You can play 2 of these in your spellbook. So usually Terras are unlimited. You can play as many as you want, but you can only play 2 of these. So this card says Special Terra Arena. After the active caster bookmarks at the start of their turn, that caster flips a coin. If heads, that caster looks at the top page of their spellbook and may place it on the bottom of their spellbook. This effects do not stack, so it's really cool. So basically every turn, yeah, you can use this every turn. That's insane. And I think the only way to get rid of this card is with Destroy Terra, so I would see that card coming into play very, very soon. So those are most of the shiny ones. I have a few little shiny boys right here. These were out of the booster packs that we got to open up. So let's just go ahead and do this. We have the Kindling Spark Root, an art by Bruins. So this generates a flame and a lightning aura, which is really cool. Go ahead and take that art in. The hollow foiling, but yeah, this is an artifact, really cool. Fatigue to generate one of the other, or yeah, one of both I should say. And the Golden Bear, this is another card that was very, very cool to see in person. I pulled this out of a booster pack and I was super hyped. So this is a light card. I think light's going to get a lot stronger after Wilderness. So in the arena, at the end of the turn, if this beastie took damage, this turn it recovers 20 life points. Golden Claw, so you can play 4 of these, interesting, and it has Stonewall. If you control 10 or more light pages, this attack does 50 more damage, so that's really cool. I'd be interested to see how this integrates into the light deck. If off the top of my head, I'm thinking about light elementals are really easy to get out, so it's really cool. And it says light pages, so interesting. So I think that counts as auras as well. It's really cool, actually. It's a really cool card. And I think Victor Larson did that card too, actually. I was actually going to try to get it signed, but the artist line was just insane all weekend and I didn't really have time. So, you know, it doesn't always work out that way, but it's all good. Really cool art from him. Good luck on all of his future endeavors. So this one right here is from Afton, the Green Clawed Monster. This is a water beastie, 3 water, 2 neutral, 5 drop. This page costs no aura to contract if you swam today. Ooh, I don't see that being a legal 4th wall item, but you never know. Shout out Caster Society. Contract, you may automatically inflict paralyze on target beastie. Oh wow, that's really good. You can only play 1 of these though, but that's really cool. Drowning does 10 damage. Bookmark 1 card, of course, because that's all that water does is draw. All the water cards let you draw cards, so that's really neat. Alright, let's put that back in the sleeve. And then we're just going to get into some non-hollows right here. If you've liked the video so far, remember to like and subscribe if you like the content I got going on. We're basically just doing whatever we want on this channel. We're just going over some cards. And we're just making these videos for fun. So let's keep going. We have Power Up Purple. So far there's been Power Up Green, Power Up Blue, Power Up Red, which has been the most popular, so now we have power up purple. And this says, equip this spell to target beastie. Equip beastie gains plus 10 life points and plus 10 attack damage. Equip beastie gains an additional plus 20 life points. Oh, interesting. So this is forever, and then as long as this card's equipped, and then until the end of the turn it gets an additional 20 life points and 20 attack. That's really cool. And of course, I was just thinking, the blob, the Kinderlook blob, if I'm saying it correctly, I was like, man, this card would actually absolutely make that card busted. So of course that's the artwork for this card, so it'd be really interesting to see how this card plays with that. And then I think I have these categorized, so we're just gonna go from the different types of cards. So we have some spirit ones coming up right now. We have Deer Woman right here. So if you're wearing flowers, this beastie gains 20 life points. It gets a 30 forest terra bonus, and its power is called Nature's Curse. Target beastie with stat effect is dealt 50 damage. Wow, that's actually really cool. And the Garden Pollen is 30 attack with 2 stacks of poison. This card is really cool, and you can play 4 of them, and it's a very, very cheap card to play, only a 2-drop. We have the Golden Haired Girl. This card is really cool because you have Jersey Devil right here, so this is really sick. If Jersey Devil is within eyesight, this beastie gains Magic Shield, and then Arena. Spells cost opposing caster an additional neutral aura to contract when it is your turn. The effect does not stack. Ooh, that's really dope. So if your opponent is trying to play Dampen, it's basically just going to cost them an extra aura, so that's really sick. And I mean, that goes for Ice too with Icy Path. I play Frost, oh my god. And Soul Search, you may search your spellbook for a spirit beastie and place it into your afterlife. Wow, and like I said earlier, like this, the spirit cards have a lot of looping with the afterlife effects, so lots of searching going on so far with Wilderness, which is really neat. This card is called Curse. Equip this spell to target beastie. Equip beastie loses 20 life points at the end of each turn. That's pretty cool, actually. That's neat. You can play 4 of those. The Phantom Jogger of Canyon Hill. Alright, so it's a 1-drop. If you went for a jog today, this beastie gains Fleet. And for those of you that don't know what Fleet is, whenever you contract it, it comes in Awakened, not Fatigued. So it's pretty cool. Go ahead and jog before you play. And the power is the Afterlife Jog. Place this beastie into the afterlife. Place the top page of target caster's spellbook into the afterlife. Okay, cool. Ghastly Kick, 20 damage. Alright, let's move on to some water cards. This card is called Pearl of Desire. Arena. Beastie Fish and Sirens deal plus 20 attack damage. Oh, that's really sick. Destroyed. So destroyed just means if you... I'm not sure if you can destroy your own artifacts. I'm pretty sure you can. But if your opponent destroys this, it has a destroyed effect. So destroyed, if an opposing caster destroys this artifact, that caster bookmark... Oh, 1 card. That's not amazing. Title Pool. This card is really cool. So this card kind of fixes your hand. So it says you bookmark 3, which means you draw 3 cards. You may contract a Full Moon Terra page. Bookmark 1 if Full Moon is active. Place 2 pages into your chapter on the bottom of your spellbook in any order. So this card is really cool. It just fixes your hand. Go ahead and draw 3. You can contract a Full Moon card, and then you bookmark if Full Moon's active. So you're basically drawing 4, and then you can put 2 on the bottom of your spellbook in any order. So that's neat. 6 Sense. So this is a 2-drop. Play 3 in your spellbook. You may contract this page at any time. Target beastie, fish, or dinosaur has first strike until the end of this turn, so it's really neat. On your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and play this card if you'd like, and you could go ahead and basically, whenever you're blocking, you can go ahead and give them first strike, and then I'm sure there's a ton of other ways you can play this card, so it's really sick. And then we are moving into some forest beasties right here. We have Hugag. It's really cool. It's like a forest camel, 3-drop. You can only play 1 in your spellbook, and it's an uncommon. Interesting. So you can only contract this page if you touch your toes without bending your legs. I can't play it, y'all. I used to be able to play this. The power is Jumpstart. You may activate this power at the same time you contract a beastie. This beastie enters the play awakened. Huh. You may activate this power. That's really interesting. And Leaning Fall does 50 damage. Automatically inflict this page with paralyze after this attack resolves. Okay. Yeah. And then it has a 75 forest terror bonus, so that's really good. Go ahead and just one hit knock out something, and then, I mean, you're gonna get paralyzed, but it's probably worth it. Then we have Skunk Ape. We have another Beastie Sasquatch right here. And what is this? Oh, it's a fearsome critter. I keep forgetting to read those. With Forest, you got to keep your eyes on that. But this is a Beastie Sasquatch, and you can play 6 of these in your deck. Wow, it's really cool. It's not that expensive. It's a 3-drop. And, oh, it does get tribal boost. Interesting. So, yeah, the Sasquatches are they're gonna come in pretty hard, y'all. If you're wearing black and white colors, this beastie deals plus 10 damage on its attacks. And Stank Shot, it says power. Target beastie is inflicted with poison. That beastie cannot declare attacks against beastie Sasquatches next turn. That's really good. And then Putrid Stretch is 30. It gets, this might be Swamp is a terror bonus right there, and this one's definitely Forest. They changed a lot of symbols in Wilderness, so it's going to be a lot of new rules, a lot of new symbols you have to keep your eyes on. And this is another really cool card. This card came in as a sample a long time ago, so the Bildad is here. 1-drop, fearsome critter, but does not get tribal boost, I see. Contract, this beastie cannot be targeted by attacks or powers until the end of next turn. And then Tail Whap, and does 20 damage. This attack deals plus 20 damage against beasties with a... I don't even know what that symbol is yet, but I will find out. I just said Swamp, so it could be Swamp again. I'm not sure. And oh, heck yeah. We have the Chibi Cumberland Dragon. And this is a Beastie Chibi. So yeah, you can play this in the Chibi deck, obviously. What does that say? Maturation? If I'm saying that right, I have no idea. This beastie is now considered a forest aura page until it leaves the arena. Interesting. So you can, that's really cool. You can use this as an aura page. That's really neat. Alright. Alright, so we're going into fire cards. We have Explosion right here. Target beastie or caster is dealt 50 damage. Wow. And inflicted with burn. Target beastie or caster is dealt 10 damage and is inflicted with burn. Wow, okay. Nice, there's 4 of them too. I love this art right here. Who did this art? JoJo Seams. Love this. This card's called Heat Wave. You can go ahead and play 3 of these in your spellbook. This page costs 2 Flame Aura to contract. If Desert is active, destroy a... what is that? Winter? That might be the new Winter Terra. If able, fatigue all opposing beasts. Oh yeah, that makes sense because of GG Birds. GG's, that's cold. Destroy a... Winter Terra. If able, fatigue all opposing beasties. All casters lose 100 life points. Whoa, this card's actually pretty sick. I was hoping fire was going to get pretty strong after Wilderness, and it's really looking like that. And Frost Shout out Frost. So it's a 1-drop. You may contract this page at any time. Inflict target beastie or artifact with 1 stack of Frozen. So that's really cool. Really cool artwork too. Napa. Not today. Poncho did that artwork. And the Frost Elemental, really cool. This card got leaked a while ago, but it's cool to see it in person. So the Frost Elemental, Frozen Gift, it's its power. Create a Snowflake token, 10 life points. Frozen artifact with the effect. You may destroy this artifact at any time to generate 1 Frost Aura. That's really cool. If the outside temperature is below freezing, create 2 Snowflake tokens instead. Chilling Blast. And this is a spirit, so it's really cool. And it gets a 20 Terra bonus from Winter, which is neat. Or Snowing, one or the other. It's either Winter or Snowing. And if I'm willing to guess, it's probably Snowing. Shock Burn. This card is really cool too. Lightning has some really cool cards in Wilderness, so do not count Lightning out. Honestly, some of them are very degenerate. It's going to be really excited to see what Lightning's looking like after Wilderness for sure. You may contract this page at any time. Inflict target beastie with Paralyze, or no, with Burn. Yeah, with Burn. If the roll for Burn was 1 or 2, you may automatically inflict that beastie with Paralyze. Okay, sick. Shock Burn. Oh, duh, it's in the title, man. Come on. Phantom Car. This card is really dope. This was the Stash Loot promo, but I'm so glad there's just a regular version of this card because it's too good for you not to be able to get it. as easily. Fleet and Spirit, which is absolutely insane. You can play 3 of these in your lightning deck. Totally dumb. You fatigue this card and you may activate this power at any time during combat if heads in combat. This card is sick. This card is really, really cool, and I'm excited to see how this is played here soon. And it looks like we're moving into a ground beastie. I think we only have a couple of them. Stone Eating, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but this card's pretty cool. Kelsey, she's pronounced her last name before, and I don't want to mispronounce it, but she's the one that came up with Mothman and Loveland Frog and a lot of really, really, really awesome iconic beasties. So really cool to see some artwork from her in this set. So Scavenge is the power of this card. Place a ground beastie in your limbo face up under this beastie. Crunch. Before doing damage, you may have this attack's base damage become equal to the base damage on its attack on an earth beastie under this beastie. Man, it is so late and I am just reading these cards over and over and over again, so bear with me, y'all. Boulder of Power is another really cool card. Boost the Mighty is the power. Target beastie deals plus 20 damage on its attacks until the end of the turn. That beastie deals an additional plus 20 damage if it's a ground beastie, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, give him plus 40. Oh, this is an artifact. Interesting. This card is really neat, actually. You can play 2 in your spell book. It has stone skin, so it can't be damaged by spells. Interesting. That card's sick. Okay, and then I think we're going to go ahead and just get into the pet token, which you saw the wilderness one. Infectious token. This card's really cool. Nest token. I did not pull that really cool little forest beastie. I can't think of it off the top of my mind, but it's a really cool one. And here we go. We have another Terra with a special little power effect. And we have Abandoned Silo Farm. 2 per spellbook. Special Terra Arena. At the start of each turn, the active caster generates 1. What? Generates 1 colorless aura if they control no beasties. Oh, if they control no beasties in the arena, this effect does not stack. Okay. That doesn't make it as busted as I thought it was, but that's still pretty insane. And you know what? That's still pretty good. That's really good. Oh, here's the new stars. My Isaac. Full Moon. It seems like Water is going to be using a lot of cards that rely on the Full Moon Terror, which is really cool because that controls, you know, that goes with the whole tides of the ocean and all that stuff. So it's going to be really neat to see that. And we have the new Earth Aura and the new Dark Auras. These are really sick. Isaac killed these. The new auras look really neat. I've seen the Forest, I've seen the Lightning, but I don't have them personally. So these are really neat right here. And yeah, that pretty much does it, I'm pretty sure, with all the wilderness cards I got this weekend. Remember, if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Lots of cool content coming soon. I had to take a big break because I was doing a lot of Caster Society stuff, but I've been moving a lot of time around, and I'm just going to make time for this as well. But before I leave, I want to go ahead and talk about Dream Book. Me and Bats are going to go ahead and open this up here soon. I got a few structure decks, a couple to keep sealed and a couple to open up. This game seems really interesting to me. It's played kind of more like a board game, more like Stratego or Fire Emblem if you've ever played that. So I'm going to go ahead and open a couple of these with the homie Bats, and we will do a follow-up video on how to actually play the game. And here is a couple of the artworks over here that I was able to come across in Collecticon, which was really cool. This was actually the Collecticon promo right here. Cool Blue Heat. I'm not going to get into it right now, but basically these cards, it tells you how many they can move on the board and all that stuff. Like I said, it's kind of played more like a board game, which is really neat. And this was a special promo card, the Hatchling Dragon. So I'm excited to open that up here soon. Lots of really cool content coming soon. I just love TCGs, trading card games, and yeah, lots to come. I will see you guys soon. Remember to like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a good one. Later.